Hi everyone, Catherine back with another review of a reading for my MCS module. This one today is called Community and it's by Rosemary Avance, great name, from Digital Keyboard. Not quite as good as Into the Meme Pool. I think that's at a really high standard for all the names of the readings in this module. So I thought this reading was really interesting, again, like last week, and it pretty much talks about how online communities are different to communities outside of the online world. And before the age of the internet and before technology, communities were kind of, they were restricted to a certain geographical area because there was no real way to go to different places or to meet new people. This reading talks about how this has changed with the age of technology so that we can create communities online in a way that we really couldn't before. And this got me thinking about the kind of communities that I'm involved in personally. So a particular example I thought of when I was much younger was Neopets, and also another site called Stardoll. When I was about 12 or 13, that was like the height of entertainment. And this is a really good example of how an online community can work even if you don't really interact with anybody. Because when I was this age, I was still quite young. I was still in that stranger danger phase. I didn't speak to anybody on the internet because I was afraid that they would, come to my house and stalk me. But we were all there because we all wanted to play Neopets or another game. And this is really interesting because there were people from all different places in the world who had come to this site, and there was no geographical location tying us down. There was nothing like that. It was just a shared interest. This also got me thinking about, as I got older, I started using Tumblr. And Tumblr at its base is a community where people really get together to talk about things they enjoy, like fandoms and like TV shows, films, music, things like that. And at this time, I was really interested in a show called In the Flesh, which is really great and you really should watch it. And I got on board with a lot of other people with this. There was nothing bringing us together more than just shared interest. And so I'm thinking about how this differs from a regular community. By a regular community, I was getting confused about what that could even mean. I only really think about online communities now, and when I think of community in the real world, I tend to think about a town or a village. I was thinking about what a community can actually mean. What about friendship groups? Here they are, my beautiful friends. And these two, that's me there, these two are actually American and they're not at this university anymore. Before it was because we all lived together, and we made friends that way because we were close by to each other. It wasn't difficult for us to see each other. We were all on campus. But since half of them have moved back, we've had to put our friendship and our community online. For example, 20 or 30 years ago, we might have stopped communicating apart from maybe emailing them occasionally or sending them letters. This reading really made me think about how we categorise communities and what a community at its base actually is. This reading uses the example of things such as Twitter and Facebook, and it differentiates them with Facebook being an intentional community, so you go out with the intention of finding friends to be able to speak to them. Whereas Twitter is a bit more asymmetrical and it doesn't have to be mutual. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. This reading really made me think about how communities are formed and the reasons they're formed, and that is very different from how it was in the past. We don't have to be tied down by geographical location. We can just go to a digital space or a virtual space and voila, we have a community right there at our fingertips. I'll be back next week with another review of another reading, so stay tuned until then, and until we see each other again, goodbye!